In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my top 5 hidden gem countries to travel to. Either me or my boyfriend has been to all of these countries, so these pictures are from our vacations or from our friends, and so I've actually got the good lowdown on all of the things you should do and see in these countries. In this channel, we talk about travel and exchange related tips and tricks, so if that's something that interests you, go ahead and hit subscribe now. First off is Malta. Malta is a tiny little island state off the coast of Sicily, Italy. The two official languages are Maltese and English. They were colonized by the Brits, so there are British outlets, of course English, everything like that. It's actually the world's 10th smallest country in area, and it's actually so small that you could rent a car and drive around the whole country in about a day. Approximately 500,000 people live in Malta, but if I could move there, I would. The best time to go is honestly anytime. It's so beautiful, and because it's so southern in Europe, the weather is pretty much never too bad. I went in the winter and it wasn't too cold for me. But I would take advantage of the warm activities that they have, so it'd probably be better to go in summer or spring when you could swim without being too cold. My favorite recommendations for things for you to do is to go on a boat tour. Malta offers so many different excursions. You can take a trip to the rock caves, which are really beautiful, and you could even take a day trip to Sicily by ferry. Make sure that you swim in the beautiful clear water at one of the beaches, such as Cuora Beach. I probably botched that name, I'm sorry. And make sure you visit St. John's Co-Cathedral, where there's actually a bomb which was launched in World War II and it never exploded, so it's still there for you to see. You can also visit Popeye's Village, which is an old movie set for Popeyes, and they have water trampolines, a Popeye museum, great things to do in summer and winter, and it's great for kids and families. Next on my list is Finland. Finland is a very cold Nordic country located between Russia and Sweden. It's got beautiful nature and thousands of lakes. I'm pretty sure it's known as a country of 1,000 lakes. It only has 5.5 million people, but it's one of the least densely populated countries in the world. Somehow they're the world's happiest country. I don't really know why. People there are introverted and care about personal space. It's also the home of Santa Claus and my boyfriend, so I might be a little bit biased here. The best time to go is in the summer. However, the summer is very short, so you have a small window. So late June, July, and the beginning of August is when that summer window is going to be. This is the best time to go because the sun pretty much doesn't set, and that's super cool. Winters can be kind of depressing because it's so dark and cold. However, if you want to ski in Lapland and see Santa, you might want to go in the winter. Also, if you're a snow poo-poo, you should go in the winter, but beware, it is dark. Poo-poo is Finnish for bunny. What is there to do in Finland? The best way to explore Finland is with a local person because they can take you to their summer houses by the lake. Old cities such as the capital Helsinki and the former capital Turku are worth visiting. You can spend a day or two just walking around and exploring the public libraries and saunas, of course. A little suggestion, if you're up for a challenge, try learning Finnish. It's one of the most difficult languages for English speakers, but don't worry, you'll never use it outside of Finland. You can't talk about hidden gem countries without mentioning Thailand. Now I know that Thailand has become more of a touristy destination lately. However, there's so much to do outside of Bangkok and the typical tourist areas and more in the inland of Thailand that you might not know about. My boyfriend did his exchange in Thailand, so some of these pictures are from his experience. Thailand is a kingdom and a lot of people have respect for the king, so make sure you keep that in mind. There are about 70 million inhabitants in Thailand, and the majority religion is Buddhist. My boyfriend actually got to be a monk for a couple of weeks while he was on exchange, so I would recommend that if you have an extended period of time that you'll be in Thailand. There's a wide variety of nature and tropical hot climate, the sea in the south and the mountains in the north. It is the only nation in Southeast Asia that has not been colonized. Thai people are generally super outgoing and they smile a lot. Thailand is actually called the Land of Smiles. The best time to go to Thailand You should probably travel to Thailand between the end of November and April. Between May and November, Thailand experiences the rainy season or the monsoons, so you could still travel inland, but going to the sea could be difficult because of the rain and the strong winds from the monsoons. What to do? Thailand is great for backpackers, as well as for people just looking for a place to relax. Prices are pretty cheap throughout the country, and you can get a meal for the equivalent of $1 to $2. Andaman Sea, as well as the Gulf of Thailand, are really great for scuba diving. A personal favorite is Koh Tao. It's a little island, which means Turtle Island, and that's a great scuba spot. There's beautiful nature and waterfalls inland in Thailand. There's even full moon parties, which are these crazy parties with tourists from all over the world. They have flames and lights at every full moon, and it's on the beach, so it's super cool. Also, you could go rice picking and visit temples, but make sure you dress appropriately. Some of my suggestions would be try the delicious food. Thai kitchen is famous, and it's one of my favorites if we're being honest. Try the exotic fruits and go fruit picking, but be careful with durian because it smells bad. Be careful with the police and talking about the government when you're in Thailand, but also make sure you buy lots of cheap stuff for your friends. Next is Honduras. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit skeptical about including this one on the list because it is kind of a dangerous country to travel to. So just make sure if you do choose to travel here, you are super careful, especially for women. Unfortunately, that kind of goes without saying, but just take precautions. So some basic info about Honduras is it's the second largest Central American country with a population of about 10 million. Out of all Central American countries, it is not known for traveling as well as some of the surrounding countries like Mexico, Belize, and Costa Rica, but it is still such a great hidden gem. Honduras is also not really known for travelers because the crime in the country is high and the infrastructure is limited. However, if you feel prepared for adventure, Honduras offers some of the most beautiful coral reefs, rainforests, ancient Maya ruins, and outgoing local people. You can also find extremely cheap flights to cities like San Pedro Sula. The best time to go to Honduras is, honestly, whenever. One good thing about Honduras is that the travel season is year-round. However, the best or driest time to go is between December and April, so maybe a good spring break destination. Things to do in Honduras include they have some of the cheapest and most beautiful scuba diving and snorkeling at Utila and Roatan Islands. You can visit the ancient Mayan temples, like I said, and the Copan ruins. And you could go horseback riding in the countryside. Some of my suggestions to you are check the political climate before going. There are often ongoing protests on the streets, which could be a little bit dangerous. If the political climate is bad, do not take buses between cities, especially cheap local buses that stop in every city. My boyfriend got caught in a violent protest for a day where people shooted in the air with machine guns, so that was super scary. If you're going to the islands to scuba dive, consider flying. You can get relatively cheap flights with local airlines from San Pedro Sula. Last but certainly not least is Czechia, or formerly known as the Czech Republic. Czechia is a Central European country, and it's landlocked with Austria to the south, Germany to the west, Poland to the northeast, and Slovakia to the southeast. There are 10.7 million inhabitants in Czechia. If you're into this sort of thing, weed is decriminalized here. It's not legal like it is in the Netherlands, but it's allowed recreationally, and they have cannabis treats all over the place. If you're going on exchange, don't do it, okay? This is just for adult travelers. Everything in Czechia is super cheap. They don't use the euro, they have their own currency. But when I went to rural Czechia, me and my friend got 2 McDonald's meals, nuggets, dessert, everything for the equivalent of $5 US for both of our meals. So the best time to go to Czechia would be in the spring because it is so beautiful and you only need a light jacket. And when the sun shines just right, you can take off the jacket and it's super nice. If you go in the winter, it is also so beautiful, but there is snow and it's a little cold. Things to do in Czechia. You obviously cannot forget Prague. If you have the time and money, I would absolutely suggest a walking tour of Prague. They're not too pricey, and it will give you a history and a nice view of the city with a guided guide. Also, there's the astronomical clock in the main town square. The Jewish Quarter is historic and beautiful. So many museums, the National Film Museum, the Prague Zoo, the Gallery of Steel Figures, and even ghost tours at night. My favorite. Also, make sure you visit the Charles Bridge because there are musicians and local vendors and locks all over the bridge, and it makes it a once-in-a-lifetime view. Additionally, throughout Czechia, there are so many castles and caves. Czechia has beautiful castles all throughout the country. Make sure you visit, if you're in Prague, the Prague Castle as well. There's also super cool caves right outside of the big city, so make sure you check those out if you have time. Additionally, you can go to the mountains and get some hiking in, even right outside of Prague as well. And my favorite tip to you is make sure you get dessert while you're in Prague. Eat all of the desserts. I had the best desserts of my life. I'm not even exaggerating when I was in Prague, so make sure you take advantage of that. Thanks for watching my top 5 hidden gem country vacation spots for you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or concerns. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And also, if you go to any of these destinations, let me know in the comments and let me know if you visited any of the places we suggested. Bye!